Hey, peace, family. Whew. Hope you guys enjoy the song. Lies, a little in vogue for you. Some old school lies. Using lies as alibis. Yeah, using lies as alibis. Wow. Title of this video, slander. To address or not address. I swear, you know, elevation, man, it's a struggle. And I guess it's a struggle because you're going to continue to have dealing with, deities pulling on you, pulling you down. And I'm dealing with it in person, obviously, especially from the beasts. Seem like the beasts can really sense it. Maybe it's because they the devil, but it seems like they can really sense it, and they are really, whoa, I'm being tried, but it's not just that, in person, but try from, I guess, the beasts on YouTube. They might look like, me, they might have the melanin, but internally they have the beast, they have the devil. It's the devil in disguise, lies, and I said, when I'm being slandered, sometimes you don't, at times it's like, okay, when you're dealing with a lot of negativity and you don't want to address that because you don't even want to acknowledge it or even, let it in, to even, and take it in or whatever in any way. And you just want to focus on, what you should be doing because you got to get yourself right. So you can put all your energy into your people and getting them right and putting all that energy, trying to, forward this liberation here. So it's a lot. But when you're slandered, sometimes you're just like, okay, well, people believe it. You know what I mean? Because you think about the viewers, and this is what you hear. You're here to, inspire, the viewers as well as get inspired, from them and get inspired from fellow YouTubers. I mean, that's what we're thinking about when we think about the, Black Power community here. So when you deal with people, who lie and things like that, sometimes it's just like, okay, well, where are they basing this on? That's when I start questioning, what are you basing this on? What proof? Show me the proof. So when people tell me things and say, well, this is what I heard. I heard that you did this, or you was able to find people's government names and you were able to addresses and things like that. And I was just like, well, first of all, where do you ever see any proof from that from me? I mean, keep in mind, I've heard plenty of YouTubers, especially some females, say that they can tap into people's IP addresses. They can, hack into your accounts, your bank accounts, all this above they say they can do. And I say, I've never said I could do any of that because I can't. So when I hear other people say that they can do all that, then in my opinion, I'm always looking at that person. I'm always watching them. I'm always wondering, did you put something out there? Did you put your own stuff out there just to fake something? I don't know. You just never know. But, when I be accused of that, this is something that you said, Tashala, hi, peace. Interesting topic, definitely needs to be discussed. Good character is a must. Hashtag no slander. Yes, peace. I agree with that. So, this is, what I was just saying, in regards to when I see that, when I hear certain things, even in regards to myself. So, sometimes I just want to come out and just clarify certain things. So, yes, we know that, I have had a past of doing things that wasn't on the up and up. But one thing that I always question is that why does it seem like it's just pick on Geneva and it's just pick on myself and it's just me who's done this and done a lot of it and only me have banged on people. Only Geneva has banged on people. Only Geneva has done anything negative on YouTube. As if the whole entire conscious community and anybody that doesn't associate with it, but the only way we know of you is through it, hasn't done the same and isn't doing it currently. You know what I mean? But why does it always look left, but never look within? Let's never look at you. It's always point the next man. Let's point on them. But it's never look within. and correct yourself. Why is always we can focus on them and this is an act and it's this person, it's that person. When I could just look at you and say, well, why are you even, what does that say about you? Why are you in a low frequency right now if you're so above it and you want to keep telling us to look down at this next person? So it's the contradictions and the hypocrisy that I see from other people where they want to say, yo, it's just them and they're the contradiction and they're hypocritical. And I'm looking at you and saying, okay, well, I'm seeing the same thing. So I don't really get into that whole, let me blame this person, knock this person and never look within. I'm working on looking within and checking myself and correcting my behavior. Now, let me ask you, are you doing the same? Don't look at me, look at yourself. You have to work on yourself first before you can look anywhere else and judge anybody else. And that's what I had to realize. So, that's just something. So, even the fact that I'm working on all that, and I did dealing with a lot, when people want to say, well, what about this? What about when you did this? Are you really working on yourself when you can say that you can, get back at somebody, or you could go up to the property or stuff like that? I said, well, keep in mind, I've been banged on, attacked from a certain person that really does not have any reason or justification for it. If the person wants to, take up and defend, a guy that, I had an issue with last year and sometimes, and they want to bring it up now. That's the only thing that I can reflect on, because I can't reflect on anything else, because I'm just like, okay, well, where did I do anything? I didn't jump in anybody's live stream. I didn't attack them. I didn't proceed to write their narrative. I didn't do all that while accusing them of everything that I'm doing. I didn't do that, telling them whatever, what I'm, you know what I mean? So, being the fact that I didn't do all that, I'm just, I'm questioning where's the reasoning for it. But, anyway, when I did deal with that, and I was still, because my father just passed, so I was still dealing with a lot. And person just come out of nowhere, banging on me, attacking me for any reason, accusing me of stuff, saying that I do this, I use this, attack me personally, physically, I'm ugly, I look like a certain Muppet or animal or whatever it is, and I'm just like, okay, well, where's all this? But anyway, when I deal with all that, and I be threatened and people want to do this, even if they want to take stuff down where you can't see it now and be proven. But, even if they want to say this and they want to threaten me and tell me it ain't nothing but space and opportunity and all this. Well, yeah, I at that time, I was in that low frequency. So I went up there, I'm that person. If somebody called me out, and that's how I was, if somebody call you out, you're in that vicinity. Booyah, you're going to, call them out on it. Like, let's see if it's really possible. But that was 2 months ago. You know what I mean? And I understand people don't know a timeline, but that's what I'm saying. It was 2 months ago. But I've kept this video this whole time because I always thought if the person ever get out of pocket, I can have this. So, I understand that people don't know the timeline and they think that it just happened, when I uploaded it. But no. And if people want to see proof, I could show, an actual date, when I actually filmed it, because when I looked, at the date of the video, June 1st is the day that I filmed this. So, I started laughing like, okay, well, wow, June 1st is when you actually, visited this property and filmed it. So obviously I've been working since then, we're 2 months ahead of time now. So, but we know I just came, back here in Atlanta in May. So when people want to say that, I'm just this way, or I'm still being whatever, I'm just like, well, no, I'm really, working on this currently, and you see this recently. But in regards to how long something, was videotaped, yeah, it was a little minute ago. And, it was always keep it on hand, because you just never know. And obviously, things happen again where, people, did what they did. And that's what caused for me to actually release the show that, hey, I could go back into that frequency. I can go back to, that person who did this here. So, that's pretty much what it was. But in regards to, how the information was obtained, because, I don't know how to get people's information, but there is people out here that I've actually heard on YouTube say that they can. You know what I mean? And some of these people actually disrespected kids and whatnot. You never heard no video or no live stream of me disrespect no children. So when people want to sit there and slander and lie on you and say all these different things on you, and you're just like, okay, well, where are you basing this on? What are you basing this on? Show and prove here. Don't just speak it, but please show and prove, because that's what it's about. So, this is why I just want to come out and clarify, because, there was things, that were, placed on videos that I had on last channels where people commented and put out, this information, and videos that I had, on my last channel in the comment section came up as spam. So, to the point where it was like, I wonder, and obviously I'm the bold to where I'm going to follow up on it. But, with that said, it doesn't mean that I'm the culprit. So when you want to say something and there's really just no basis on it. And one thing I was looking for was proof. One thing that I was seeking was, okay, well, where's the proof? Are you going to show me that? Are you going to show me where you was able to prove that this was her? Or are you just talking? So, when I just seen that it was just talking, then I was just like, okay, then I realized that, I'm not, I just don't know, I'm trying to figure out where is this just coming from, and what is this based upon, and where is it, I'm trying to figure out the root of it, you know what I mean? So and I'm not seeing that. So I think this is where it's like it's a little cloudy, you know what I mean? And I'm not. It's difficult for me to even try to even address. This is why I titled, to address or not address, because I'm just like, there's so many things, to try to decipher here, and things is just not adding up. So, but when I'm dealing with it, like when people are actually bringing it to you, this is what I mean. This is the issue. It's like, don't bring it, to me, and, when people are bringing it to you, then it's just like, okay, well, please, like, yes, Charlie said childish games. And I agree with that. So this is where, where I'm not really understanding, this is where I'm just like, okay, I guess I got to continuously deal with this. And this is what I feel as though what, is the gist of me being tried. So now I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to understand it. And this is when I get back to the whole, where I even did that video where I was saying, what is the priority? Because this is when I even say, like, to address or not address. Why even waste my time and my energy? And even when people bringing it to you and addressing, it's just like, okay, this is why I come back at them. Are you really that gullible? Are you really that naive? Do you not question anything? Do you not ask for proof? Anything like that, or you just go off of what is being, told to you. So this is where, I felt as though, okay, please allow me to grow. You know what I mean? Allow me to be here. Yes, 2 months ago, you know what I mean? And yes, I kept it on hand because you never know. And look, obviously was something that caused me to bring that out, but this is the case. So this is what I'm saying. When all of this stuff was going down, this is how I chose to retaliate. When people was wondering why you didn't see me do any videos banging, during that time, and you didn't see me coming out on YouTube responding, because that's how I chose to respond. Now, I'm not saying that I'm still there, because that just happened so long, but this is what I just wanted to just prove. Like, listen, I can go back if I wanted to, but I'm trying not to, put myself in that situation and put myself in that frequency, because it's just not worth it. So, because it's detrimental to my health, and that's what I'm worried about, because that's more important, that's more important than any of the drama and the low frequency. You know what I mean? It's more about my health. You know what I mean? Just like it should be for anybody else's. So when people just want to say that this is the reason that they want to continue to, use certain things or have a reason or justification to continue to, address or whatever, then it's just like, okay, well, where are we? So and this is what I don't. So this is why I say I always think about the priority and things like that. Look at the man who, what was a mistaken identity, and I don't even care mistaken identity. You shot the man 76 times. So that's my priority. I can't think of nothing else. So when I come into the YouTube community, because I'm not coming into the conscious community, because when I'm out in the street and I'm talking to my people, I'm giving them specific channels. I'm not telling them to tune in the conscious community, because I see what a lot of these channels who have infiltrated have turned it into. So, and I don't want people who are I'm trying to wake up to be, I don't want to, have them even be associated with that. I don't want them to, tune that in. So I refuse to just tell them, hey, just tune into YouTube. No, I give them specific channels. I tell them, Black News 102, 6 Dynasty Media, Q Butter, I mention these specific channels, SETI, Pharaoh, like I mentioned the specific channels that I want you to go to, versus me just, giving you, saying, hey, tune into YouTube if you just look up conscious, nothing like that, so they know specifically to go here so you can learn and get that knowledge and that information and whatnot. And they're not really, getting too much, because strictly pretty much majority of their channels pretty much try to be about the information, correct? Even times when we slip up because we're emotional beings, but, majority of it pretty much is based in the knowledge, the information, and trying to inspire and empower their people, which is supposed to be about. So, that's where my focus. So when I hear certain people who say that, it's not the white man and it's not that, I'm like, well, then how do you justify this extermination? Because y'all pretend as if it's not existent and it's not going on. You keep saying it's black people doing it, but black people's not lynching you. Black people didn't do James Craig Anderson. Black people didn't do the, oh God, I'm so mad I can't even think of the sister name who was just lynched not too long ago. She's 19, she was a college grad or going to college. And I was just like, we are not doing that. So when you choose to just pretend that this man wasn't shot 76 times, and they choose to pretend that don't exist, and that's not white supremacy that's having an effect on that, what is it then? Well, what did that man do? How are y'all going to do? How are y'all going to try to justify this now? So, it's just like they find any excuse and any reason. And this is just what I'm frustrated with. And I'm just like, why don't you wake up to how Flint is poisoned, and the fact that children died? Why don't you acknowledge that? And the fact that that has to do with white supremacy. Black people did cause that. So y'all always want to say that it's black people. Black people is the cause of their condition. You know what I started realizing? What it is? I think that a lot of these people got jobs. They work in the corporate America. They working for a cracker boss, the beast boss, excuse me. They got a lot of beast co-workers, and they putting their face out there. So they got to play the game, because they don't want to get fired. So I'm thinking that that's the reason they don't want to get fired. So they either playing the game, or I think a lot of them are, trying to be celebrities. They see some conscious brothers went through the conscious community, became celebrity, and be out there, the basketball games and pictures with celebrities and stuff, and they seen all that. So they was like, booyah, we could do this. So they all came running. So now everybody think that it's that's why it's the industry to them. It's the quickest hustle, quickest way for them to get known, push their business, push their shit, get their face out there, make some money. You know what I mean? And they want all dollars. So this is why they out there talking to all the, you know what I mean, and panning to everybody. That's what it is. That's the new cooning is the new cool. Like for them, like that's the new thing in order from get money. They sell for the dollars. It's about the dollars. That's more important than anything, more than your integrity. It's your money. It's the money, and they'll sell their soul for that shit. And I'm good, for the love of money. So and this is just where it is. So I'm good on that. I just feel as though I know what the priority is. I know that with the fact that white supremacists still have, I still know, the genocide that we face all forms, and they still have effect on that. They affect on, our miseducation, which is why a lot of us gotta get conscious in our 30s and 40s. They have an effect on us being massively incarcerated. You know what I mean? And from Reagan to Clinton. So this is just what it is, and I can acknowledge that. I know too many of our men, black men get hemmed up, and innocent, Central Park 5. So this is just what it is. And and then and Mumia Abu-Jamal and go down for crimes they didn't commit in the Cleveland Park, Ohio slave land. What was it, 1975, where 3 black men did 39 years innocently because a white boy lied. So, this is just what it is. So I'm obviously awake to that, to where I can acknowledge that, I'm not here, and the rest of some of these, channels who want to pretend that don't exist. And they just want to strictly be on that it's black people, it's black people, it's black people. But they never want to acknowledge the fact that, hey, the beast do have an effect here. And he is playing a part, and he has played a part. Don't tell me what he's done, and a white man's done this and he's given me opportunity, because he stripped that opportunity with slavery. See, this is what I keep asking certain black people who say that. Well, the white man's giving us opportunity in this country. Well, dude, where do you think we might be if we still was royalty and kings and queens, and they never stripped us, from our homeland and our climate where we belong, and stripped our riches, and they still do, and rape us and whatnot? If they never did all that and put all forms of genocide on us and colonization, like if we didn't deal with that, where would we be monetarily? Where would we be success-wise, wealth-wise? If Black Wall Street and they never did that, where would we be today if that actually took off and went countrywide? So, or at least started statewide in this country alone. Like, where would we be versus when he stripped all this from us, and then we had to, now you want to talk about give us some opportunity? So this is what, when they never want to acknowledge the beast role, they never want to acknowledge the beast role and what he's done and what he still does, currently. That's the issue. And when people will never want to put that as the priority and talk about that at all. It's all about just the black people. But I ain't seen no live stream go out about the black man 76 times. I think Boyce Watkins was the only damn video I seen on that black man being shot 76 times. I'm like, damn, where's the conscious people? Where are we not? Hello? So, is it me? Because I know where I'm at. I know what I'm focused on. I know where my mindset is. And my mindset ain't in regards to how I want to take the time to address slander, where I want to take the time and deal with people who just want to just be in, attacking their own and going back and forth on that, and not really trying to, elevate and focus on, the agenda at hand. We already know what the priority agenda is. And that should be our focus, and that's it. It should be nothing else as melanated beings. And when it's not, it says a lot. So, I'm going to always stay here. I didn't even want to waste my time addressing any slander or whatever. But when certain things that I heard, I was just like, where are you basing certain things on? Where are you gathering this proof from? And, I don't even want to waste my time with that either, because I'm still thinking that, that's just wasted energy. So, and my mind shouldn't be on that. And I'm not going to continue to keep dealing with that and continue to keep addressing it. So I'm just here to just let it be known that, because when people wanted to bring it to me and tell me that, are you really trying to, change your ways and change your attitude, and change your frequency? And that's when I wanted to prove to them, okay, no, this video is actually old. It's not new. Like, I didn't just do that day or the night before. That was actually old before I put it up. But I just held it when I did it, when I went up there, because that was the way I chose to retaliate, because I didn't do no videos responding. And I just held it for all that time, just in case they ever, because they kind of slowed down a little bit, and I didn't really hear too much. And I was like, but if they ever get out of pocket again, booyah, this is all you can do. So, and it wasn't even supposed to come out the way that it did. But I just, when I was just dealing with, I was in somebody else's chat as their moderator, and when they was disrespecting me in the chat and threatening me again, and I was just like, okay, here we go. What did you say? You say they don't hear us, sis. but some of us are awake. I agree with that. Yes, definitely, brother. 100. So this is just where I'm at, my focus, and I'm just gonna stay on that. And I ain't want to do nothing else, but I just want to let people know that yes, I'm definitely still focused on what I'm doing. Definitely still on myself and correcting that, and not continuously being on a low frequency. Like I wanted to address it, but I don't want to always be, have an attitude and always be so aggressive. Because sometimes it doesn't always call for that. And I don't even really need that negative energy in my being. So this is why I'm just kind of just lightly addressing it, like, boo, y'all, there's no basis. And where I'm at, where I think all of our focus need to be at, because it could be any one of us at any given time. And you heard that, with Emmett Till's mother. And she felt the same way when she talked about when things would happen to the Negroes in the South. She would feel like, oh, that's their problem. That's something that they got to deal with. But until her son got killed. And she realized that, pretty much kind of like what Martin Luther King says, an injustice, here and there, is an injustice, anywhere, here is injustice anywhere. So that's what it is. It's just like, when we be killed or anything happen to us, it all got to affect all of us, because we know it can happen to us, any one of us at any given time, us personally or a family member. We can easily switch places, and that's the wake-up call that we got to realize. So that's why when shit happen, I feel it personally, and I personally want to feel for them, because I'm just like that thing happened to me. When I look at the sis Kamala Harris and whatnot, you sick in the dog on a girl, you punching the shit out of her face, all that, she riding a bike. You know what I mean? So, and I think about that. That could be any one of us. When I shared the brother video earlier that came out, I didn't even know, November 2016, and he just pulled up at the gas station. We can't even live life in this motherfucker. Y'all ain't even seeing the way that they just harassing. People's not paying attention to that, how you just harassing them left and right. Nobody want to acknowledge that though. But they want to say that it's black people. Where was the black people with Kamala Harris? Where was the black person with the black man just got shot 76 times? Come on now. Where was the black people with motherfuckers getting lynched? Come on now. Of course I'm going to be passionate, emotional over that. Because that could be any one of us. That could be me in a given time. Anytime I walk outside. I don't understand where we not at. I don't understand where we not at, that we not realizing that it could be any one of us. Soon we walk outside. We can end up the same thing. The pigs can't pull us over. They can't harass us. You don't get pulled over. You ain't never get harassed by the pigs. You ain't never been hemmed up by the system. You ain't never been locked up. What killed me is that some of these dudes who be out here talking about is black people, do they feel the same way for themselves? Because some of these niggas actually admitted that they got hemmed up by the cops, that they been locked up. Are they saying it was themselves every time, that they never was targeted by the system? Come on now, stop the bull. Because you want to, cool now, because you want to get some you know what I mean? Like some when they move, climb up the ladder and shit. Like, you know what I mean? So you want to get some in regards to that. Like that's bull. When you have people out here actually admit that they've been locked up and they dealt with all kind of bullshit, and now all of a sudden, there's no white supremacy and there's nothing, and it's just us, and there's no agenda from them, and we're not under attack, and they not exterminate us, and there's no such thing as colonialism and imperialism. There's no such thing as genocide. I guess Native Americans didn't deal with it either. Slavery didn't exist. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the type of talk. That's the type of mindset that they come with. And I'm tired. Like, real talk. Like, I already feel like I'm tired. Like, really, I really am. I feel like I already know where our energy should be at, where our focus should be at, and this is where I'm ready. So, no more of the stuff that's not leading to liberation. No more of the stuff that's not revolutionary. No more of the lies, alibis. I don't know. No more of that. Like, just no more of it. Like, it's all about keeping our boots on the ground. That's it. So, with that said, I'm gonna end it on that note. I want to say peace and love to you, T'Challa, Bangura. Thank you for tuning in, my brother. Much love being in the chat. Thanks for everybody who tuned in, watch, all the viewers going to watch. Just remember, y'all, like I said, I'm gonna say every time, stay positive. Just keep working on yourself, keep correcting yourself, keep trying to elevate your frequency. It's going to be a struggle. It's going to be a test. I'm realizing it. And I ain't even that long in. You know what I mean? I just kind of pretty much started. And, you know what I mean? And it's already. So that just shows you, it's going to be a struggle, and it's probably going to always be a struggle. It's probably going to be a never-ending struggle. So you just got to be prepared for it. You know what I mean? So I'll speak on it. So peace. So I just want to tell y'all, remember, keep your heads up. Keep them boots on the ground, family. Peace.